Today in the program, the story of a brave girl who left her job at an IT company to pursue her dream. How to bake macaroons. How much does it cost to start a coffee shop and a confectionery in Ukraine? These are macaroons. Well, it's a very tasty French dessert. And here is Natalia Misnik. A few years ago, Natalia worked as a personal assistant to a project manager at a large company in Kyiv. She had a high salary, which was tied to the dollar exchange rate, and a good office with a bunch of smart guys around. She had a successful career ahead of her in a modern, profitable industry, but she abandoned it all. Why? Because of these. Macaroon. But let's discuss everything, step by step. Natalia says that one day she saw a well-known food blogger's recipe for banana bread. She tried to make it herself. It turned out quite well. Natasha treated her colleagues to this exotic bread. Very quickly, this confectionery passion developed into a hobby, and it began to seize her more and more. Natasha started to visit confectionery masterclasses, and she experimented a lot in her own kitchen. I was searching for information on the internet. I experimented a lot and spoiled a lot of products in the process. Colleagues began to order baked goods from her, as well as birthday cakes and macaroons. It was getting better and better, and Natalia began thinking how to launch a confectionery business seriously. She got more and more orders, and her evenings extended only due to sleeping. The girl was considering all her options. Should she leave her full-time job, plunge into a new and unknown life? The decision came to her with time. Having her own business was more to her liking. The next day, when she met her boss, she said that she wanted to leave the company. He supported her because he liked her cakes, and he advised not to leave immediately, but to shift to working on a part-time basis and see how things go further. Having a comfortable nest of savings, Natalia bought a professional oven, a refrigerator, and some other necessary kitchen appliances. Her first customers were found thanks to Facebook. The social network had a great effect, and a lot of new orders came in. Working with the designer, she created a company logo and the first designs of her packaging. First, she took up any sweets, but over time, she began to realize that she needed to focus in certain areas and become a real professional in them. Today, cakes and macaroons are being prepared in her confectionery. A macaroon is a French pastry made of egg whites, sugar powder, and sugar, as well as ground almonds. Usually, it has a round shape and consists of 2 cookies with a layer of jam between them. How to make them? We only use natural ingredients for our macaroons. In order to bake the halves of the pastry, we take almond flour, sugar powder, and then we sift it all together to a certain proportion. Then we add some egg whites, and the workpiece is ready. The second stage is when we prepare the Italian meringue. This entails pouring a very hot syrup over whipped egg whites. We pour some whites with syrup, then whisk them to a certain point, and then we knead the so-called macaron. This is the dough in which the pastry is baked. That is, we mix whipped egg whites with our dry mixture. The substance is to be kneaded to a certain degree so that it is shiny, smooth, and falls off the shoulder blade. After that, we strain the substance on a baking tray, and we bake it for a certain time in a particular baking regime. The basis of our pastry is ready. All the fillings are prepared in different ways. It can be a ganache, which is cooked out of chocolate and cream, or a berry puree. Or it can be a custard, which is basically a cream with citrus juice. In general, each filling of ours is something special. Fillings are prepared in advance, then we put all the ingredients together and leave it in the fridge for a night at minimum. They must stay there for some time so they become delicious. And in the morning, we put them on a window display and pack them in boxes for delivery. 1 kilogram of quality almond flour in Ukraine costs 600 hryvnia. That's $22. Preparation of this delicacy requires strict, scrupulous compliance with the sequence of operations, the exact temperature regime, and the skills of the pastry cook. In such a case, the price of 1 macaroon becomes affordable. At that time, the home pastry chef was working full-time. Natalia took orders and communicated with clients. She was engaged in purchases and the promotion of her products in social networks. She dealt with suppliers and even delivered ready orders to clients. Her life gradually turned into an endless workday without days off, ever. She asked her sister to help, and for a while, it became a little easier, but she was flooded with more and more orders. After a while, the sisters simply couldn't cope with all the orders. That crisis demanded a solution, and there was only one: to convert everything to a professional level. That required investment. Natalia began to calculate various options and to think about the way of developing her business. By the most frugal estimates, the equipment of a small confectionery shop required a minimum US $10,000 investment. This young, attractive confectioner began looking for an investor or a business partner, and then she shared her ideas on Facebook. After a while, she received 4 proposals, mostly from clients and friends, but the 5th offer was exactly what she wanted. Her boyfriend offered Natalia financial support. There is love and there is joint business. That was a great option for her. Kyiv is quite dense with confectionaries and coffee shops. But the suburbs of Kyiv face a lack of quality places. Taking that into account, Natalia was looking for a place in a new building for a long time. And so she found a ready-made premises on the first floor of one of the new districts in Kyiv, which was perfect for a small confectionery shop. Having leased the place, the partners bought 2 professional refrigerators, a large work desk, an oven, a dishwasher, and a huge amount of professional kitchen appliances. And also they sewed brand new work uniforms. All investments amounted to little more than $10,000 US. Natalia invited an accountant and sales manager in one and a professional confectioner to work with her. Life and work became easier, and the volume of confectionery production started growing rapidly. Our macaroons were sent to different countries. People in France, England, and the US tried them. People throughout Europe tried them too, and we had good reviews. In some cases, it was rare that feedback about our macaroons were negative. Reviews were, let's say, mostly neutral, but the majority of reviews were positive, that's for sure.
Крайне редко вообще наших макарон кто-то отзывается даже не то что негативно, а скажем так, нейтрально. То есть в основном это хорошие отзывы, что, конечно, очень нам приятно.
The idea of opening a coffee shop near their confectionery arose. There was a kind of room nearby, but it retained an original look of 1.5 years, and now it looks like this. Nothing special, just 6 months of hard work, interior design, furniture made of natural wood, dishes, a showcase, an expensive coffee machine, and a huge number of other important items that create a unique home coziness in this cafe. The second stage of investments amounted to the same figure of $10,000 US, and now the confectionery Be My Guest is open. On the second stage, Natalia's team was joined by a talented barista and confectioner, and after a while, an administrator, as well as additional baristas and confectioner. Today, their team has 8 people. They are friendly, talented, tidy, and full of optimism, a feature that is critically important in this business. Needless to say, they are extremely grateful for the compliment we made to them. Nobody has quit voluntarily for over a year, and I think this is an indicator that we don't have a large turnover and our team is growing. In the confectionery and coffee business, even the smallest details matter. Quality and purity of water, quality of coffee beans, the degree of roasting, and the ramming of the coffee, the duration of cooking, and even the brand of a coffee machine. In fact, all of this affects the taste of the coffee. What is to say about confectionery products then? Today, there are a huge amount of synthetic flavor additives, baking powder, and dyes. Natalia has categorically refused to use any of them, even at the initial stages of her business. Only natural ingredients. That's the concept of this confectionery. The coffee is very tasty and is complemented by delicious cakes and pastries. And of course, the macaroons. The most unusual kinds are with blue cheese and caramelized pear.
именно сочетание дурблю с грушей мне пришло вдохновление от
The combination of blue cheese and caramelized pear was inspired by the macaroon which I tried in a Kyiv confectioner's shop. It was a chocolate macaroon and there was a piece of blue cheese inside. And then I thought, why has no one yet baked a macaroon where the blue cheese would be combined with the caramelized pear? There was salads with pear and cheese, and our macaroon is the same taste and highly popular. There are people, our guests and regular customers, who ask us to make a set of macaroons of this kind only.
Есть, очень популярен. Очень. Есть люди, гости, заказчики, которые просят сделать сет макарон только с этим вкусом.
Today, this small confectionery shop bakes at least 1,500 to 2,000 macaroons a month, plus cakes for birthdays, weddings, or just to make the lives of people a little bit sweeter. And Natalia is convinced if you have something that works well for you, if you love it and people are ready to pay for it, you may make a business out of it. Her success story seems to confirm this recipe. Next week in the program Master of Crafts, jewelry masterpieces with hidden mechanisms and thousands of precious stones. How do the cufflinks of the King of Spain and Donald Trump look like? A Ukrainian master who challenged Tiffany and Cartier.